Are you ready for some great meal ideas? Well, come along with me while we go through this week's What's for Dinner. Great, easy, simple recipes for weeknight meals. Hello, family and friends. I'm Susan, and welcome to my home. Hey, everybody, and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name's Susan, and I work a full-time job. So whenever I come home in the evening, I have got to have some quick, easy meals to make that taste good, because I have the pickiest eater around, and that's my husband, Danny. So anytime in a recipe I say Danny went back for seconds, you know it was amazing, because he is so picky. And tonight I'm going to be making some honey sesame chicken. It was one of our freezer meals that I made up in a previous video, and I'm going to go ahead and get it out and put it in the Instant Pot, because y'all know, especially on a Monday, I can't always remember to put stuff in the crock pot. So let me get it out, put it in the Instant Pot, and let's get to making some honey sesame chicken. I've got the honey sesame chicken out of the freezer. I went ahead and defrosted it, and I punched a little hole in the bag somehow. Don't know how, but it's going in here real quick anyway. And it smells really good, guys. Oh, man. I'm going to go ahead and put this on 30 minutes to let this cook up while I make a few sides. I think I'm going to make some yum yum slaw, because y'all know I was wanting that last week and didn't quite get it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on and do this for 30 minutes. And I've had the chicken on Instant Pot, or in the Instant Pot, for 30 minutes. Now it is ready to plate, and it smells amazing, guys. So let's get this plated. And here we go. Here is some honey sesame chicken, some yum yum slaw, and a little bit of jasmine rice. And it's what's for supper tonight. Woo, I tell you what, running in from work, and it's time to make some food. And tonight I'm going to make one of our favorite meals, at least one of my favorite meals. I made it whenever I was doing kids' favorites, and I love it. It is so good. It is called a taco stick. I know it sounds unusual, but it is really good. I mean, you make it, it is just so good, and you just can't quit eating them. They're so delicious. So come on along with me. Let's go ahead and get started on those taco sticks. And let me get this ponytail up, because it's time to start cooking. And we're going to make some taco sticks tonight. I have got the pepper jack cheese. I've got some pizza crust. I've got some taco seasoning, a little bit of onion, and a pound of hamburger that I'm going to be getting prepared for the actual taco sticks. So let's go ahead and get the hamburger cooked up, and let's get ready to stuff some sticks. Now I've got the hamburger already nice and fried up. I've got the grease poured off of it. Now I'm going to add a little bit of taco seasoning onto this, and I'm not going to put the water in there, but I am just going to put the taco seasoning in like I normally would. Y'all would usually put a packet of taco seasoning in. I use the big container. You know how that goes. And go ahead and do this real quick. Stir it up. I'm actually going to add some onion. I didn't do that last time, but I think it would make it taste a lot better, or make it taste even better. It was really good the first time. So I'm going to go ahead and add some onion into that. I've got it down on low. And I'm actually going to turn it off so it cools off a little bit, because I don't want it cooking the bread whenever we put it in the pizza roll. So let me go ahead and turn all this off, and then bring you back in a few minutes whenever everything's cooled down just a little bit. And I have stretched out the pizza dough as far as I could get it. And I'm basically going to cut one cut down the middle, and then I'm going to cut one cut, and one cut, and one cut. I probably could have made more than this, but I think we're just going to do this and let it be. And I've already got the pepper jack cheese. I've got 4 pieces cut in half, and I'm just basically going to lay them in the middle of the bread. And then I'm going to go back and put some of the hamburger meat in each one. Good spoonful in each packet. Now I'm going to take each one of the breads, and I'm going to try my best to wrap them. So what I do is get each end, and bring it to the middle and pinch it, and then pinch each of the sides, if I can get everything to stay in. Pinch each of the sides, and then turn it on the seam and try to fix all the junk that's hanging out. There we go. And I'm going to do all these and try to do them as best I can, and then come back and we'll put them in the oven at 350 for 12 to 13 minutes. But yeah, these are these are a little messy and they've got stuff coming out of them, but that's okay because they are so good once they get through cooking. And I have all the taco sticks made. They are ready to go in the oven, 350 degrees for about 12 minutes is what I'm looking at. So let's go ahead and get them in the oven so I can make a quick side to go with these. And I forgot to put the butter on the taco sticks before I put them in. It calls for a teaspoon of garlic powder, which I'm going to go ahead and do. And it calls for parsley. I'm not a big parsley person, but I'm going to put some Italian seasoning in it. There we go. Now, whenever those come out of the oven, I'm going to coat them in this butter mixture because it will make them taste amazing. I kind of forgot about it until I was looking at the recipe and I was like, oh yeah, that is right. So this is now ready for them to come out of the oven. And I had to turn it up to 425. I thought it was 350. It is 425 for 12 to 15 minutes. So it's in there finishing up. And then we'll be having some taco sticks. And this just came out of the oven. Look at how good that looks. All right, let's get everything plated up for tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of salsa over here to dip the taco sticks in. You could do salsa, or you could do taco sauce. I think the salsa was what made it so good. Now we've got some of the taco sticks themselves and a little bit of elote. Look at it. It is so creamy from that cotija cheese and the mayonnaise. And now, here we go. Taco sticks, elote, and a little dipping sauce. And that's what's for supper tonight. And I am hungry tonight. I want something quick and easy, but I want something that tastes really good. And to fit that bill is going to be some Florentine chicken. It is so good and sounds intimidating, but it's not. It's actually really easy. So come on along with me. My ponytail is already up and let's get to cooking. What you need for chicken Florentine, it says 4 chicken breasts. I got chicken tenders, and there are quite a few of them here, so I'm going to make a little bit more than 4. You need sea salt, pepper, olive oil, a tablespoon of butter, half a cup of chicken broth, 1 teaspoon of dried basil. It says 1 cup of heavy cream, which I've got that ready to go back at the back. 2.5 ounces of baby spinach, roughly chopped. I've got the spinach, I don't have it chopped yet. And then grated Parmesan, which you see back there. And we're going to go ahead and start the first thing, which is getting the chicken fried in the pan. And I'm just going to salt and pepper the chicken on both sides. And this pours out really quick, so I'm going to use my fingers on it. What I'm going to do is put the salt and peppered side in the pan. Turn it down a little bit because I had it up a little higher than medium to get it started. And then I'm going to salt and pepper the other side. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes and they're already starting to get brown. I'm going to go ahead and flip them over to the other side. Now, some of them are getting browner than others. Let them start on the back side. I wound up cutting each of the pieces of chicken in half, salt and peppered the cut halves, and put them down in here because the pieces I had were just too big. Now, the way that you can tell if a piece of chicken is done, 1 is cut it. 2, see, is whenever you press in on it, it feels firmer. And to mind you, you don't want it firm because then you've overcooked it. So I've been cooking these for about 10 minutes. But what you want is to do both sides, get some brown on it, And then what we're going to do is take it off the heat and put it over to the side so we can get the rest of everything going in the pan. We're going to make almost kind of like a roux gravy type thing with the drippings. We're going to add the chicken broth, which is right here. That'll help deglaze the pan. Teaspoon of basil, which I did use the fresh. You need to melt the butter and add the garlic. 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. And do this before you put in the chicken broth, because I forgot. And you want to bring this to a simmer until most of the liquid is absorbed. I need to lower this down a little bit and add the cream. And I'm putting in 1 cup of heavy cream. I want to whisk it well to emulsify it. It says to let simmer for a few minutes so it'll thicken up. I don't know if you can see, but it's starting to thicken up and it's boiling. So now we need to go ahead and add a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. Because the Parmesan is going to have a little bit of saltiness in it anyway. And the roughly chopped spinach. Let me stir this a little bit. I'm going to add the chicken back to the pan. And we're going to cover it and let it simmer. What I like to do is put the chicken in, make sure both sides are coated. And we're going to let it cover. And we're going to let it simmer for about right at 10 minutes on low heat. Now it's simmered for 10 minutes. And if you notice, the liquid has reduced quite a bit. It's more, not a gravy, but kind of. We're going to do something else to this to make it a little even more decadent. We are going to put in half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Now I have turned off the oven completely. And now I'm going to add the Parmesan and let it melt in. And I like the fancy shredded Parm. Okay. So I'm going to cover this up. It's off. All I'm going to do is let the cheese melt just a few minutes and we'll be ready to serve. Well, I've got a little boy beside the oven wanting a bite of something. But that's okay. He'll get his puppy food's what he'll get. Okay. I've let it melt for about 5 minutes. It isn't very long. Doesn't need to be. I don't know if you can see that. How pretty that is. It's time to serve up the chicken Florentine. Let me get Danny another piece of chicken or two. That way we've got him plenty to eat. And I do want a little bit of that juice over the chicken. All right. And that is chicken Florentine and squash and zucchini made in the microwave. Keto. Nice and light. Taste amazing. Give it a try. And tonight we're going to make some Japanese pork skewers. Cheating a little bit, I got some sauce at the store to make it easier on me. So let me get this ponytail up and let's get to cooking. And today I'm going to be doing some pork barbecue skewers. I've got a recipe for Filipino barbecue marinade, but I found this at the store. I think I'll give it a try. And we're going to get some pork cut into lines and put on some skewers and get them on my inside grill. And I will link that inside grill down below if y'all want to look at it, because y'all know I've been using this thing forever and it is amazing. You air fry, you grill, you can bake, you can broil, you can do everything in it, and I love it. But let me go ahead and get these cut up and on the skewers and bring you back. And I tasted the hot and spicy Japanese sauce, and it is hot and spicy. It tastes so good. I wish I'd got the regular one now because it's a little too spicy. So I'm going to add some regular barbecue sauce in with it to tone it down just a little bit, because it was just a dab too hot for us. But I guarantee that regular one was probably amazing, because that one tastes really good. it's just a little spicy. And I've got the regular sweet and spicy, and then I'm going to add some of this hot and mix the two around. And then cover these pork skewers. I didn't have enough skewers to do as many as I would have liked to have done, but that's okay. I mean, we're going to have plenty of pork. That ain't a problem. And I've got a little bit left over to where I can actually marinate it a little bit while it's in there cooking. So I'm sure it's going to get nice and sticky and sweet. But I'm going to go ahead and put these on my grill. I don't know if you can see this, but look how that is. That is so good. And they're just going to go in. And I'm going to flip them about every, I would say 2 minutes maybe, to a new side. That way they get done all the way around. So let me put this down and we'll get to flipping them. And here they are on the grill, but looking amazing. I've done the meat thermometer. They are completely done on the inside. So it's time to take them off, lather them up with more barbecue sauce, and then get ready to eat them. And here we go. Japanese barbecue pork skewers. I've got some watermelon salad, some black bean and corn salsa, and some macaroni salad because I made a whole bunch of sides this week for a video, but we're eating it. So there you go. It's really good. And that's what's for supper tonight. I hope that you enjoyed this week's What's for Dinner. 4 more amazing meals to make your life so much easier by getting food on the table really quick. And don't forget to come back next Sunday whenever I have 4 more amazing meals. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We would love it for you to become part of our channel's family. And don't forget to click that like button and leave me a comment. I love responding to comments. Until next week, have a great week. Don't forget to click that link below and subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. And let our family be a part of your family.